Hey everybody, Ronaldo Hoffman here of Gear It First. I just did a live video earlier and there was a lot of frustration going on. I went from an unboxing to a, hey, I'll show you what goes on behind the scenes of a tutorial. And it really does take a lot of work. I've mentioned this multiple times and I really can't stress that enough, really how much work it takes to properly do a tutorial video, which is why there aren't a lot of people doing these tutorial videos. So the last video, again, if you saw it, it's the previous one. It said unboxing. A lot of stuff really started going just really funky. I had everything working in Capture, which is the visualizer, and then I plug it all in and it just goes to hell. And I couldn't figure out what's going on. I knew it had to be user error because it was working in Capture and the light was on the same settings that it was in Capture. So something had to be messing up. So I sat here for a while and I just started diagnosing in every common sense way possible. I tried multiple ArtNet programs. Nothing really wanted to communicate. And later I called my good friend Jonathan Schweiley, and he's with Healy Sales. And it was one of those that, you know, he was as confused as I was about what's going on, but we talked things out, or we talked things through rather. And sometimes you got to do that. No matter how well you know something, you've done it again and again. It's really nice to always have just somebody that's also really experienced, or maybe more experienced than you, or even if neither of you have anything who's more experienced, just talking it out. Okay, let's try this, let's try that, and sure enough, we finally got a connection. Then I'm like, okay, so if I can connect it directly to my DMX program, and I use my DMX, why couldn't I get it to communicate with CompuShell? Well, it turns out that Windows was running a forced update in the background, despite me setting in policies not to force update it. And as you know, Microsoft could give two flying craps what you want to do. Somehow that forced update was completely shutting off every network interface card except the wireless card. No idea why. Nobody can tell me how I did that, but sure enough did. And even if I shut off that the wireless card and tried turning the ones on, wouldn't want to work. So I restarted a couple of times, let the damn update go through, and now it seems to be working. So now I'm just going to do a quick test live in front of you. And this way you can also see a little bit of what this tutorial video is going to be about. This is about the latest Media Master 5.2 update, which is big, okay? It doesn't have any gigantic features like the video mapper, or more importantly, having the video mapper with the edge blending put in, which is just absolutely beautiful. But this has a DMX merger built in, and some of you are like, well, you know, you have DMX mergers in several ArtNet nodes, but I'm not using an ArtNet node. Well, why? Because most advanced lights, and pretty much almost every one of the relations lights now, like the ACL series, already has ArtNet built in. So why do I need an ArtNet node? Because I'm going just straight to a gigabit network. And if you're using HOG, you know there's zero DMX merge in HOG. I believe, I was talking about with somebody else, I believe there's one in Ava Lights, but it doesn't allow you to turn it on and off. This would allow you, in theory, right now, because I say theory because it's a beta, it allows you to turn it on and off. So I could shut off the DMX merge and just control the ACL from my lighting console. Let me go ahead, I'm just going to finish the test, make sure everything works the way that it should, and you'll get a chance to see that pretty much up close and personal. And this is done right now just in my studio, or my office. I will later do like a behind the scenes video. I have no internet in my studio, so I'll do a behind the scenes video in the studio and I'll upload that so you can really see how much work goes behind these tutorials. You know, these free tutorials. Just remember that. And I'm not doing this as a guilt trip, just telling you that it doesn't really hurt to hit the subscribe and the like button. And even if you don't care about the content, or you think that I'm a douche nozzle, douche canoe, whatever y'all want to call me, don't care. Still a lot of work goes into this, and it's a joint effort. Obviously you've got the developers, you know. Arceus really works with me as an outsider. I don't work for Arceus, but they work with me to give me these betas, so I, you know, and listen to the user feedback so that we can create some awesome content for you to help you use these softwares even better, because nobody reads the instruction manual. Elation, they put time and money into this. You know, they took one of their ACL series and they shipped it over to me. And, you know, while you may think, oh, that's really not a big deal, they got tons of them. You're right, Elation has tons of them. But we just finished with NAM. In the middle of all the NAM craziness, they sat there, they packed one of the lights, they sent it over to me. And obviously, they didn't charge me because I'm not making any money out of this. because obviously it's good for them because I get to plug their product in. But again, they are all about educating the end user, which is you. So let's real quick kind of go over this, and I'm hoping to have the tutorial video done tomorrow. I was going to do it today. Obviously, that didn't happen. So, tomorrow? Yeah. Let's flip this camera over, and I will show you the magic. All right. So, on my right-hand side here, we have, this is the software here. We've got LED Mapper running in the background, and then I have the ACL. I have not tested this at all. I just got the connection based on what Capture showed me. So, my goal is that everything works the way that it should. Let's see. Okay, so we've got this guy running here, and you can see that if I actually move this, let me go ahead and actually park this. Let's move over to CompuShow. So CompuShow is going to just output the DMX of the pan and tilt and strobe or whatever else I need. So we're going to go ahead and turn that on. Oh, look at that. I was having a lag before, and now there's no more lag, so yay. There is a little bit of a lag with the pan and tilt, you can see there, but again, it is a beta. Okay, so we've got this going, and it is really bright. I mean, that's probably going to blind and kill my fish. So let's bring, wow. Wow, that is at 9%. Oh, God, that light is gorgeous. Are you guys seeing this? Look at this. This is beautiful. This is at 9%, and it is blinding the frick out of me right now. I mean, I knew the ACL series was bright, but this is painful to program right in front. Okay, so right now what we see is that there are no color. Okay, this is my DMX output from CompuShow. We have the pan and tilt, and then we have our shutter and our dimmer, which is 47 out of 255. Now, that is being merged into, where are we at? Right here, okay? We're outputting CompuShow at ArtNet Universe 0 with one consecutive universe, and we're going to output it to ArtNet Universe 1. This is on ArtNet Universe 1. So what essentially this the DMX merger is doing is it's basically saying that we're going to take everything from ArtNet Universe 0, Subnet 0, and we're going to combine it into ArtNet Universe 1. The button right here is on off, and they are supposedly going to be adding that as well to Media Master. But we'll cover that in just a moment. So we've got that done. We're going to go ahead and apply and click OK. And it is working because I can go here. There it is there. There it is there. There it is there. Now the reason it looks kind of funky is because this is a much bigger square than it needs to be. This square is set to be at, my goodness, what size is it? 85 by 51. Let's do, let's see, this is 25 by 25, so let's do 50 by 50 and double those pixels up. Okay, so now we should have white. There we go. Yeah, buddy, look at that. I actually want to make this a little bit bigger, so actually, no, that's fine right there. So we're going to go ahead and just have this dead center, just like, actually right there looks good. And now we're going to save as, and I have an ACL file right here. That was new. That was not supposed to do that, so we'll figure out what just happened there. Okay, and now we're going to close that out. Now we're going to open our Media Master. And now we're going to go to our Preferences, and we're going to go to Output. And we're going to deactivate ClingNet, activate LED Mapper. Now, of course, if a light has ClingNet like the ACL series does, then you don't need to do all this because the ACL series already has a built-in merge between ClingNet and DMX. So I can control the DMX values through ClingNet. I can control DMX and ClingNet. So I can control the pan and tilt and have ClingNet. But what this allows me to do is I can still strobe the lights. You'll see that in just a second. I can do shutter chases. With ClingNet, if I want to strobe it, I got to strobe it through this part here. Or if the light doesn't have ClingNet in general. So let's say I'm going to use the ACL series and I'm going to use maybe some pars. I can now control the pars with that as well. But let's say it's the Elation 6 par. Well, if it's the Elation 6 par, the LED mapper only has RGB and W. Or maybe I just want to do RGB, but I can control my white, amber, and UV independently through DMX. I've been doing this for quite a while with CompuShow because there's a DMX merger built in. So the fact that this already has it as an option is just nothing short of a godsend, really. So we have our LED mapper activated. We're going to click OK. Now the question is, it should work. And it's not. So now I need to figure out why it is not doing that. So again, it is a beta, so very well could be that. So I'm just going to go open up the LED mapper, and I don't see any kind of DMX merger out, so that's fine. We're going to turn our media mapper on. For universe merger to take effect in Media Master, you need to close LED mapper. I am fully aware of that, but can't do that. Okay. Let me save this one more time. Maybe it's because I didn't have the sender as Media Master. Our network is correct. Whoops, hold on. Our network is not correct. We're going to save as, and we're going to do ACL, and we're just going to call it 0. We're going to save it as a different file. And LED mapper, we're going to import the LED mapper and ACL 0. Now we can see that it disconnected. So I wonder if it has to do with the ArtNet on here. Oh, hold on, we've got an error. Where's my error? See here, it's giving me some sort of funky output. I don't know what that output is. But let's see, we're just going to go ahead and do 0 and then 1. And again, that should not matter at all, but let's see what happens. Yep, okay. Our universe 1, it's subnet 0 is used by LED output and DMX input. So that is for our, okay, so then that's fine. That's the way that it should be. So we'll just go ahead and leave that at 2. Well, I'll change it to a different output altogether. This is giving me an error, and I don't know what that error is or why it's there. Okay, so I'm going to have to play around with this a little bit more. So at least we know it works. That's the important part. The output is obviously not seen as much anymore. So now, Hey. Oh my goodness. This issue with the Mac and the Magic Mouse, it just goes on infinity scroll at times. Bruh. Did it just do that? Yes, it did. It totally did. Okay. Let me see, because I guess I won't be able to output and do a test like I would usually do. Yeah, look at that. So it does work, but it does not want to seem to send it to Media Master. As we just saw. Okay. Yeah, well, we know you're working. are definitely working, so that's good. So now this is all correct. So that what we're going to do is we're just going to try the old school method of just restarting it. Now, if it doesn't work, not at the end of the world. I just got to contact the developers and say, hey, is this an issue or is this me doing something wrong? I figure that out from them. And then at that point, we just continue on until I can nail everything down and then we create the tutorial. So it's definitely a team effort in every way, shape, and form that you would imagine. You know, the other thing is I want to make sure that I familiarize myself. I want to be able to do this multiple times to the point that I'm not asking, hey, why did I do this? That I can pretty much figure it out because I really can't do a tutorial if I'm not an expert on this, right? But when it's a rush tutorial, meaning, hey, I want to show you this feature right now, it's breaking news, well, then it becomes a, okay, this is going on, let's get this going. Then we test it. And I have to make the disclaimer, this is a beta. This is the first time that I'm doing it. It's the first time that anybody's really doing it. So now we're going to go and bring this back over here. We see the LED mapper is on, but what I don't see, ultimately, let me see if for any reason full screen has to be on. Nope. As a matter of fact, it's not even seeing the ArtNet on it. Output, it looks good. We have our activated LED mapper at ACL0LMP. Okay. We have ArtNet. We'll just shut that off. This should not matter at all. Okay, no, it looks good. It's pretty interesting that it's not even outputting that LED mapper in there. So, all right. So I guess that's that for that. Now I just need to figure out what's going on. And yeah, so that's pretty much what goes on behind the scenes of these tutorials. It's an all-day thing. I'm pretty much, actually, let me turn this back on over here. There we go. It's an all-day thing, you know. I mean, I've been working on this for about 5 hours maybe. Just really getting a chance to understand the software, understanding this new update, and being able to explain things back and forth. Trying it first on this computer, then I'm going to go hook it up to my console, trying it with different softwares. I want to make sure that it is compatible with multiple things because I don't want to put my name on something, yeah, this works great, and it doesn't work with certain things. Now, I can't test it with every single console, but if it works with 2 or 3 different ArtNet devices, then it'll work with this. And now this allows much more creativity for, let's say, nightclubs, for skating rinks, churches, or I wouldn't even say maybe churches, not for this example, but places that want a rocking light show but don't have the money for an LD. Because you could use an automated software like LightWriter that automatically creates your patterns and your movements of your lights, and you take that ArtNet output of your pan and tilt, and you combine it with that ArtNet from the LED mapper, and now with the Arceus visuals and the sound active, and you can do Ableton Link for both LightWriter and for Arceus, you could have your DJ literally creating a live light show as he's mixing without pushing a single button. But because you're using high quality fixtures like the ACL series, you're able to create about as standalone light show as you can. Now for the bigger concerts, for churches, for high-end venues, that's going to be very simplistic for them. So in that case, you could use it with Hog. Now, while Hog has amazing pixel mapping, it's not as amazing as being able to completely integrate it with your video feed from Arceus. And I'm going to show some examples of that. So it really shows that it doesn't matter what field that you're in, whether it's your high-end events, high-end productions, your churches, your concert halls, whatever it may be, or even just something where, hey, you know, we want a high-end look, but I can't sit there and just have somebody programming on a hog or an MA the entire time. I need something simple. We can just turn it on, push a couple of buttons, and let it go. This is a really easy way of doing it. I'm going to show both examples, and hopefully I'll be able to actually show them in real-life application settings to really give you an idea of what it's able to do. So again, my name is Ronaldo Wofferman. Gear It First. Any questions, comments, whatever, leave them down below. You guys have a great night, good night, and God bless. And boop.